Their promotion on the Sakura Festival helps the cafe business grow steadily. Riho is very concerned about it, and even if she has to go to school, she will come back early to keep an eye on the cafe. That night, Hayato discovers that Riho is staying up late, researching the cafe's marketing plan. He is curious why she is trying so hard, getting to know that Riho is grateful to Sachiko for helping her, and she wants to protect the cafe for Sachiko. Hayato asks Riho not to hurry, and her health is the most important thing. As the manager of the cafe, he will be responsible for promoting it and taking care of the staff. He wants her to spend more time and energy on what she likes rather than just on the cafe. Riho is very impressed by his words. She thinks Hayato is much more reliable than before and decides to try to rely on him. The following story is about Akane who loves music. She is a band's guitarist and lead singer, so on her days off she'll be participating in different performances. Strangely, Akane has been hiding her band's name to keep her friends in the cafe from showing up in the performances. The girls are very curious about her work, and Riho even speculates that she may be doing something improper. While Hayato is buying ingredients in the city, he overhears passers-by talking about a lead singer of a band named Akane. Their conversation makes Hayato curious, and he decides to see if it is Akane. When he arrives at the scene, he really finds Akane singing on the stage, immersing himself in her music. After the show, Hayato calls out Akane, who feels shocked and ashamed. She asks Hayato to keep it a secret as she is not ready to tell others about it before she gets famous. Hayato respects Akane's ideas and grants her request. He also reveals his admiration for her music talent and promises to keep the cafe open until she can make a living from music. After spending these days together, the girls all develop a good impression of Hayato. But since Hayato has only applied for leaving school for a year, they can't help but start worrying about what life would be like a year later. When Akane suggests that she wants to marry Hayato, everyone is taken aback. Although she then explains that she was joking, they feel very wary. One day, Riho overhears Hayato and Shiragiku talking about something obscene, causing her to mistake them for having some intimate interaction. Not until she opens the door does she find out that Shiragiku is just teaching Hayato to make sandwiches. To get Hayato's attention, Riho decides to join them. During the process, she and Shiragiku have a disagreement. She wants to make an up-to-date sandwich, but Shiragiku insists on the recipe Sachiko left. Then they ask Hayato to be the judge and pick the best sandwich. But Hayato has eaten a lot of his own failed sandwiches, unable to eat more. In the end, they taste each other's sandwiches, finding it actually delicious. Later, Oka notices that Amy has been unenergetic lately, asking Hayato to pay more attention to her condition. After observation, Hayato also thinks Amy is indeed not as active as usual. He asks Akane about it, learning that Amy was defeated by her opponent in a karate practice match. He then enlists Amy for a conversation in the hope that she will cheer up. He can tell she is in a very low mood. For the first time, she says she realizes that her abilities are limited. Hearing this, Hayato reminds Amy not to cling to a fixed move. She is strong and talented. If she can use her skills flexibly, she will definitely be stronger than she is now. With Hayato's encouragement, Amy regains her fighting spirit, excitedly showing off her new move only to smash Hayato's new laptop. Hayato is so angry that he punishes Amy severely. Thankfully, the cafe has reached its peak again, so Hayato doesn't have to worry about money for the time being. Because the cafe is short of hands, he wants to enlist Riho and Oka for help. However, when he goes to find them, they are changing clothes in the room. This is very exciting for Hayato, who stares at them for a long time. Sensing his sight, Oka gets so shy that she hurriedly throws him out. Little does Hayato know that they are actually preparing a surprise party for him. In order not for Hayato to find out, they can only pretend that they are changing clothes. When the cafe is closed at night, the girls celebrate for Hayato being the manager for 2 months and thank him for providing them with accommodation. Hayato is touched and impressed. Although he lost all his family from this moment on, he feels that he has a new family. At the climax of the party, Akane receives a call from her mother. For some reason, she suddenly becomes sad. On this day, the girls in the cafe notice that Akane has changed a lot. She used to be distant from them, but now she has become much gentler. The girls all think it's because Akane has taken them for family, while Hayato is the only one who figures out the truth. He remembers the phone call Akane has received, which is presumably related to her family. After talking to Akane, Hayato learns that she is going to quit her job at the cafe and give up her music dream. Akane thanks Hayato for taking care of her and jokingly asks if he wants to touch her body. Hayato refuses Akane's request while just asking her to go on a date with him if she wants to show her gratitude. On the day of the date, Hayato takes Akane to a cafe where he talks about her resignation. This is not a real date, because Akane hasn't told the other girls about her leaving. Hayato decided to have the talk outside. After returning home, Akane makes one last cup of coffee for Hayato. She loves the cafe where she created many unforgettable memories. The only regret is that she has to give up her music career. Hayato respects Akane's privacy and does not ask about her family affairs. Unexpectedly, Akane takes the initiative to reveal why she is leaving. She is from an influential family which has been involved in the business of various areas for over 200 years, and she is the only heiress in the family. Her parents hope she will inherit the family business, get married, and have children. A year ago, Akane asked her family to give her a year to do what she wanted. Now that the deadline came, her mother called to urge her to get home as soon as possible. Akane pretends not to care, falsely claiming that this is her mission, and that she is willing to accept the family's arrangement to marry someone she does not know. Hayato debunks Akane's lie. The coffee she made is very unpalatable, and he knows she must be in a mood as bitter as the coffee. At this moment, others overhear their conversation, asking Akane not to leave. Touched by it, Akane can't help but pour out her heart. She indeed doesn't want to leave here, but she just can't resist her family's arrangement, and she hopes that Hayato can help her. Hayato accedes to Akane's request and accompanies her to meet her mother. Akane expresses to her mother her desire to continue her music career. But after being vetoed by her mother, she doesn't dare to say more. Akane grew up under her mother's strict instructions and has been in awe of her. Seeing Akane's silence, Hayato can't help blaming her. He thinks that if Akane doesn't even have the courage to contradict her mother, she should simply go home and get married. Spurred on by Hayato, Akane decides to try to convince her mother. She carefully prepares a cup of coffee for her mom, wanting to prove that she wasn't wasting time this year. Akane's mother tastes the coffee, ponders for a while, and tells Akane that she was a diplomat when she was young, and she fulfilled her value and gained joy at work, so she didn't want to inherit the family business. Akane's situation is different from hers. In her eyes, Akane had no target in life. Instead of letting her waste time outside, forcing her into the family's company should be a better choice. It wasn't until she tasted Akane's coffee did she realize that her daughter wasn't wasting her time. In the end, she gives up her plan to take Akane home, allowing Akane to live a life as she wishes. It is worth mentioning that Akane's mother has a lot of experience. She sees Akane's feelings for Hayato and reminds her not to lose to the other 4 girls. After June, Hayato hands out paychecks on time and announces a decision. To earn more money during the summer, he signs up for an Open festival. The entry fee cost 4 months of their turnover, so they must redouble their efforts to prepare for it. Oka proposes to create a gimmick of swimsuit beauties to attract customers. She then puts on a swimsuit she designed, asking Hayato what he thinks of it. Riho is very much in favor of Oka's proposal, and she also changes into a very sexy swimsuit. Eventually, Hayato takes Oka's offer and praises their figures. As the festival begins, Hayato opens a beach hut by the sea. Beautiful girls serve customers in swimsuits, which brings them great popularity on the first day. However, things don't go so smoothly. Due to the hot weather and too much work in the cafe, Riho becomes very irritable. When she sees Hayato and Akane chatting at the bar, she mistakenly thinks they are being slack. Furious, Riho walks up to the bar and rebukes them fiercely. Unexpectedly, she then faints because of heat stroke. While in a coma, Riho dreams of a memory of her childhood. She mistakes Hayato for the one who had abandoned her and hugs him tightly. Not until she wakes up from her coma does she let him go. Hayato is very worried about her. He asks her to have a good rest at home and put the work aside for the time being. Hearing this, Riho grabs Hayato and apologizes to him. She then claims to have had a nightmare, hoping Hayato can stay with her. Don't forget to give me a like and subscribe to my channel. I will bring more exciting anime in the future. Thanks for watching. Bye.